I'm Karen Elgersma at St. John the Divine Church on Quadra Street, about to introduce you to some amazing brass music. And you're watching Go Island on Shaw TV. On today's show, Dan drinks in a little history at the Royal BC Museum. And James Green is on the job this week. He's trying to be a concierge. And we head to the Comox Valley to discover what it takes to be successful at the auction. All that and much more on Go Island.
Go Island is brought to you by German Auto Import Network.
Now that's how you open a show. Hello and welcome to Go Island. Didn't that just sound magical? Oh my gosh, I wish you were here. We're at St. John the Divine, one of the most beautiful churches in Victoria, and I am covered in goosebumps right now. These guys are not only very talented musicians, but their arrangements have received some world recognition. Oh yeah, that's Victoria for you, just full of talent. Tell everyone who you are.
Well, we are the Pinnacle Brass Quintet. We're a brass quintet built out of different members of the community from different groups, including the Victoria Symphony, the Naden Band, and both Jean and I teach at the University of Victoria as well. And
what amazed me is when I found out that some of the arrangements you put together have caught the eye of people all over the world, from New Mexico to, was it Nova Scotia, did I hear?
Yeah, we're getting picked up. I mean, we released a Christmas album a couple of years ago, and most of the album is arrangements that we've done. And so we actually, as soon as the album was released, we had people asking, you know, can we get a version of that, before we'd even started deciding that we were going to actually make them public.
What are you guys doing right, though? I mean, there's something about what you're doing that's catching people's eye.
Well, I think the main thing is we write for the strengths of the group and of the instrument. Because we actually play the instruments and play as a group, we really write for what works and we know what doesn't.
And I have to say, Christmas music with brass, oh yeah, it is just so, it is spiritual. Do you get a lot of feedback from people that they just love hearing you guys at this time of year?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I always say that it doesn't really feel like Christmas until, you know, I'm starting to play brass ensemble groups like this. And I mean, in a church like this, to have brass ringing, it just totally brings you right into the mood of the season.
Absolutely. We are going to let you listen a little more to these very talented musicians. We're also going to tell you a little bit more about the arrangements that have really caught the eye of the world. But first, we're going to head to the Royal BC Museum. Now, most of you probably know we have world famous collections there. In fact, we have a botanical collection that's over 100 years old. And Dan Kahn went there to drink up a little BC history. Has to be one of my favorite Christmas songs. I love it because it's not as cliche as so many of the Christmas songs you hear at this time of year, but it does just bring back memories of watching, you know, Charlie Brown Christmas as a little girl, and it has a richness to it. Now, we are here at St. John Divine on Quadra Street, one of the most beautiful churches. Gosh, it's gorgeous in here, with a very special group that are putting on a couple of Christmas concerts. Must see. I'm telling you, these guys are so talented.
Would you like me to introduce the group?
Yeah, I'd love to introduce the group.
Okay, from my left, we have Matt McCready at the end on trumpet, and Scott McInnes on trombone. They are primarily our two most fervent arrangers.
Yes.
And so we have several arrangements of theirs. Okay, and I'm Eugene Dowling. And on my far right, we have John Ellis and Mike Oswald.
And together they make up the
Pinnacle Brass Quintet.
You have become well known for your arrangements. Tell us what it is about the arrangements that have just really captured the eye of so many people, really all over the world.
Well, some of them are not necessarily the popular ones, like that everybody knows, like Christmas Time is here, but some of the ancient carols, they have new twists and on the ancient carols, and some people say, "Wow, how did you do that?" And so it started off its own publishing venture with it going public and the arrangements being offered for sale. Many of those same arrangements are on our very first album and only album to date, and that's our Christmas album, and that will be available. Well, it's available right now if you can go to CD Baby and download it or iTunes, or you can come to our concert and buy another one there.
You know what I love about buying a CD at a concert is you have such a wonderful experience, and then you take that CD home and you put it in and you get to relive it and go right back there over and over again every year. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, and I, even though I buy a lot of music online to listen to and stream some others, there is something to take away.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, and we all feel it. Yeah.
I know, I love it. Now, we are going to have these very talented gentlemen play a few more tunes for us. But first, we're going to head to the Sydney Pierre Hotel, where James Green learns how to be a concierge. Does he have what it takes? Oh, just soak up the sweet sounds of the brass quintet. I'm telling you, just listening to them just fills you with the spirit of Christmas. Now, Kenny and James Green, I think you two need to have your own comedy show. I love you two together. We have to take a very short break, but when we come back, more from these very talented musicians, including some concert dates, because you absolutely have to put them on your to-do list this Christmas. And we're going to head up island to meet an auctioneer. So stay with us. Welcome back to Go Island. We are at St. John the Divine Church. What a stunning church this is, enjoying some beautiful music. For viewers who've just joined us, who are you guys?
We are the Pinnacle Brass Quintet.
And not only do they do many of their own arrangements, which are catching the attention of people over the world, but you really have celebrated Christmas music in a big way. Tell us about the concerts that you have coming up.
We have 2 Christmas concerts in benefit of the Times Columnist Christmas Fund. One's on December 14th at 2 p.m. at the Charlie White Theatre.
In Sydney?
In Sydney. And the second is December 20th at 7:30 p.m. right here. It's a beautiful setting too.
Why is this a wonderful place for you to play?
This is the most brass-friendly acoustic in town.
We love that. And it truly is. When you come here and you sit and you just listen to the music, it just fills you from head to toe. And it's impossible, and I mean impossible, to leave and not have the Christmas spirit.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. We're going to hear more from these very talented musicians in just a moment. But first, how how much are you attached to those sentimental items? Could you auction them off? And if you did, what's the art of getting a good dollar for those items? Well, we have a story that will give you the 411 on auctioneering. We have to take a very short break, but stay with us. More great brass music, and we're going to take a look at the geese problem. We got a lot of geese still sticking around. Didn't they know? It's December now. If you want to be guaranteed to get in the Christmas spirit in a big way, listen up, my friends. Who are you guys? How can people see you, and how can people hear more about you?
We are the Pinnacle Brass Quintet, and you can visit us at www.pinnaclebrassquintet.com. Like us on Facebook. You can go and grab tickets at the Charlie White Theatre out in Sydney, here at St. John the Divine, or at Ivy's Bookstore.
We go crazy at Christmas, don't we? We need to pause and just remember that this is a season to just breathe it all in and take in all the beauty and magic. I want to thank you for watching. Can you guys play us out?
Sure.
All right, let's do it.
Go Island is brought to you by German Auto Import Network. Women's clothing provided by Tulip Noir. Casual designer fashions. Men's wardrobe by DG Bremner & Co. Menswear and accessories. Hair services provided by Salon J.